Friday again. Yes, hoping everyone will have a wonderful weekend. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. And today, well, you know me, I love the Daily Om. If you have a chance to sign up for their daily messages, it's wonderful. They're short and they're just something to reflect on. It. I don't stop on every one of them, but today really caught my attention. It was all about nature. Nature. Nature's way is the way of ease and flow, which is what I'm really all about within my coaching, is finding our clarity, finding our strength, finding our peace and comfort in the present moment, and living our lives with ease and flow. It's a beautiful, with the stress of being executor at this time and the challenge of expanding my coaching practice and still looking after my financial people. There's a lot on my plate. And yet, as I stop and think, as soon as I feel anything happening, I think, Sandra, ease and flow, breathe, ease and flow, breathe. I'm inviting you to those words, ease and flow. Because when we can stay calm in ease and flow and come back to the present moment, even what we're planning for the future, which is being who we want to be, being that now, and all those steps in between will get filled as we move in that direction. And we won't let the past keep dragging us down. So when we think about nature and we reflect on nature, that's where we think about the lilies of the fields, the flowers. They don't think about it. They just grow and reach for the sun and drink up that water when it rains. And they just do their thing. And yet life happens for them in ease and flow. Now we humans add that little bit of extra because we also have the desire for more and more and more. And even if it's material stuff, after a while, that wears thin. It sure did with me eventually, oh, I've got to have that. I've got to have that. Oh, stop it. Get it out of here. I'm just inviting you to really think about what matters. Where is the nature? I want to read this page today from the Daily Om entitled, We Are Nature. Isn't that beautiful? We, you and I, we are nature. As humans, our lives are completely intertwined with the cycles and rhythms of nature. Now, here in Canada, we know for sure we got 4 seasons and nature's going to have its way and just surprised us with really cold weather and a snowstorm coming through and rain that blew a shingle off my house. Oh, man. So nature has its way. Why would we be fighting it? We need to learn and recognize nature's cycle and go with it in ease and flow so that we can have our peaceful times even as we're doing our growing. So here, let me get back to the reading. Nature is a mirror, inspiring us, teaching us, and deepening our sense of belonging in the world. Wherever you look, you can see that our patterns and the patterns of the natural world are the same. You can find this resonance in every form, from the tiniest little molecules to the plants, to the animals, and to the planets. It's beautiful. We can connect. We live our lives according to the same principles as the trees, the mountains, the clouds, and the birds. I love that. I have a little saying on my mirror that says, you know why trees are so good at what they do? They focus on one thing. One thing at a time, even if it's that changing season, they just focus on one thing. We begin our lives in the womb, folded it. Now this is really beautiful. Pay attention here. We begin our lives in the womb, folded in on ourselves like the bud of a flower. Boy, when I read that and I thought about the little babies that used to be in my tummy and your mother's tummies, folded in on ourselves like a bud of a flower. We can see our whole lives in the mirror of this natural form. When we emerge from the womb, we slowly begin our unfolding, just as the flower begins to open its petals. At its prime, the flower draws many insects and also the eyes of appreciative humans. And when the flower's petals begin to fade and its life cycle comes to an end, now we're getting into some pretty personal stuff since I've got so many decades under my belt here. But it's so hard to remember how vibrant we had been, how we could do anything, to recognize that nature is having its way as well with our bodies, with our minds. And we are responsible to choose how we're going to live that and stay in our prime of life. So when the flower's petals begin to fade and its life cycle comes to an end, it ceases to hold itself upright and returns to the earth. And that every once in a while, when I haul out my cane, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I need to stay upright. Traditionally, we return to the earth just as all plants and animals do. Like the flowers, this is again beautiful. Like the flowers, we leave behind seeds in the forms of children and the other gifts only we could have given. That's why we are so special. There's gifts that we are bringing into the world that nobody else has exactly the same. It's like our fingerprints are so unique. And what we bring is just, even if we think we're repeating something that somebody else did, we'll have our own little twist. These gifts continue to unfold even after we are gone. Rebirth is encoded in our lives, and death is one part of the cycle. I'm going to leave it at that. It's not quite finished, but it just feels complete. Think about the cycles of your life and what you're going to do, and please reach out. It's not too late to change all of those thoughts and have the life that you want to have. Truly, get in touch with me. Send me a message. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk, inviting you to choose life. Life is grand. Choose grand. You can do it, and you know it. I can help. Have a wonderful weekend.